Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. Let's take a look at what we're discussing. First of all, it was the FIFA World Cup qualifiers for Pakistan's group, and Pakistan unfortunately has lost to Jordan 3-0. The match was played at the Jinnah Stadium in Islamabad, and Jordanian team had the better of us. They scored about 2 goals in the first 6 to 8 minutes of the game, and then went on to score the third game. With the third goal as well in the game, which went all the way to the 86th minute as well. So 3-0, Pakistan's deficit. Pakistan remains at the bottom of the table. Congratulations to the Jordanian team, but obviously Pakistan performed well. They couldn't convert their results as it was needed as well. The Jordanians was just too good for Pakistan. So I think as far as the process is concerned and everything involved, it's going to take some time for the team to be result oriented. We can't just expect results overnight when these boys aren't even playing with each other over the past year as well. Just a couple of days, of a camp, and then you don't expect results to be like that. Then again, I must congratulate for all those people who turned out in great numbers to support Pakistan and even Jordan. You guys deserve the credit despite the holy month of Ramadan, and of course we know the weather conditions as well. Today it was a touch better, but then again thank you very much to all of you who came out to support Team Pakistan as well. Then of course you move on and we discuss cricket, where Pakistan women's cricketer Javeria has announced her retirement from international cricket. Of course for me, I think it's always a moment to celebrate one's international career. So congratulations to Javeria, her coaches, her parents, her family, everybody, the state team that she played in, everybody that was involved as well. But 228 international matches, more than 4,000 runs as well, 4,903, picked up 22 wickets as well during that career span as well. It's been a successful career, but now she thinks that it's time to hang that Pakistan cap, and that's what she's done. So congratulations, and we hope that wherever you see yourself now in the future, you get all the success that you've dreamed of as well. So congratulations to Javeria Khan. Then we move on. The ICC has launched the T20 World Cup Trophy Tour. Trophy will be visiting 15 countries. The 9th edition of the T20 World Cup starts on the 1st of June. 55 matches will be played in the United States of America and also in the West Indies as well. And the universal boss, Chris Gayle, was there with the trophy as well, alongside Khan, the captain of Team USA as well. So it was of course a great promotional video that we got to see as well. Then of course we move on with the Pakistan Cricket Board has launched the first ever Inter-College Ramadan T20 Cup. 30 colleges from 3 cities are participating in this tournament: Karachi, Lahore and Islamabad. An event is all set to take place in these 3 cities. In Islamabad particularly, it will start at the Meesam Cricket Ground, where all these matches are being played in Faisal Town. And fantastic facility, let me be honest. It's being managed by Stars ICCA. I know the person himself as well. The facility is brilliant. So I think these boys have gotten a great opportunity to not only perform in school cricket, but perform on the big stage now, where it's a proper structured approach. Stats are being combined. They're playing night games. So, I'm a bit jealous why it wasn't happening during our times at school. But then again, at least somebody's getting the share of cricket that they deserve. Then, of course, Australia have once again postponed their T20 International Series against Afghanistan, citing human rights concern as well. That's also on the cards. Time now to introduce the guests. First of all, in studios, we have been joined by first-class cricketer, cricket expert as well, Mr. Kashif Majid. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, sir?
Well, Sam, thank you, Ahmed.
Great to have you on the show. We've also been joined by cricket expert and analyst Sabir Hussain. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, sir?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmed. I'm fine, thank you.
Great to have you on the show as well. Kashif, Javeria has announced her retirement. Stellar career. If you've played more than 200 games for women's cricket, of course, it's been a fantastic career as well. But obviously, I want you to explain, what a player goes through. Obviously, they're the best ones to take this decision, whether they think that they can continue or not with the burden of international cricket.
I guess it's very important when we talk about the women cricket in Pakistan because when Javeria started her cricket, there was no infrastructure whatsoever, and they've been playing their cricket in their college, and from college to the division or city level, it's entirely a different ball game when it comes to the women cricket. But hats off to her, she was part of that journey. It's a difficult journey, and she just did that, and becoming a Pakistani player and international cricketer for Pakistan. She was actually one of the main features of Pakistan cricket for the last 5, 6, 7 years, and she, along with Sana Mir and Alia Riaz, have been performing exceptionally well. So we'll be missing her, but eventually when it comes to the Pakistan and the women cricket, when they start their 30s, it's entirely a different ball game, and there are certain different aspects of the life they have to manage, and most probably Javeria is looking up to those things. And but from our side, from my side, it's a journey well worth, and she was an influential cricketer throughout her career.
Absolutely. Sabir, it's interesting that we gauge the career. Like I said, more than 200 games that she played internationally, performed exceptionally well, more than 4,900 runs, wickets there in that tally as well. She's always been an important part of Pakistan women's cricket.
She has been, she has been a fantastic player for Pakistan. She could be the role model for the youngsters. I mean, especially in women's cricket. I mean, she basically, started her career basically in 2006. I mean, when Asia Cup was played. I mean, in Sri Lanka. So I mean, playing, for Pakistan 228 matches and making, more than 4,900 runs. I mean, it's a remarkable achievement for her. I mean, and yes, I mean, she basically represented Pakistan, and in 4 ODI World Cup and all, 8 T20 World Cups as well. So hats off to her. And obviously, I mean, basically her services must be appreciated for, all of us. I mean, while having a Pakistani culture, women's basically playing cricket sports, especially, it's hats off to him. I mean, obviously, hats off to her, and obviously her parents basically must be, appreciating her, his basically remarkable services as well. So I mean, her services should be, appreciated by the PCB as well, because kind of a senior player she has been for Pakistan. She has basically played lots of matches along with Sania Mir, Alia Riaz, like Kashif was mentioning. I mean, like Bisma Maroof as well. There are basically a couple of women's cricket. They are basically playing senior roles as well. So I mean, they must be the part of the PCB in near future as well.
Certainly they will be. And once again, I think from all of us, congratulations, Javeria, to you, to your family, everybody that has been involved with your career. Obviously, I think there's been a lot of support for these women as well throughout their families and extended families. And I think it's great to see that a stellar career ends on a high note as well. That now brings us to the T20 World Cup, where the ICC has also announced the trophy tour as well. Universal boss Chris Gayle was there. There's a lot of excitement about this T20 World Cup because for the very first time, it heads to the United States of America. Kashif, this model is interesting, where we know that US has started investing in cricket, but this is their first major tournament of the ICC that they're hosting. And the task is to inspire the next generation, because they realize that it's going to be in the Olympic sport by the year 2026, and probably they don't want to miss out on getting a medal. They don't ever do that, whether it's any Olympic sport as well.
When we talk about Lionel Messi inspiring their footballers or soccer player, we can imagine Chris Gayle inspiring their cricketers. And when we talk about the T20 cricket happening there, I still not sure the pitches or the infrastructure of cricket about them, and the conditions the players are playing at. And because when we talk about the different test playing nations, we know the how to make your team, how to make your best team, or how to pick your best 11 for that instance. But when it comes to America, we are not sure. We have seen certain matches being played. We call the celebrity matches, but they've been played in their baseball arenas. So I'm not sure about the cricket, but eventually there are certain cricketers who have been playing cricket in America, and they came to acknowledge the fact that they've been spending quite a lot of money in cricket, and with this money, this infrastructure, that shows they are not quite serious about cricket, and cricket is now a game which is well acknowledged in Western Hemisphere too.
Sabir, there's been a lot of importance given to cricket by the USA administration as well. We've seen that they've been able to develop a men's team. Likewise, they focused on the women's team as well. Now, I think T20 brand of cricket, they're organized. Once you have a home tournament, it's a chance to inspire the next generation of cricketers as well, because they will see all of the international superstars in their own country.
It's a huge achievement for basically America to host such kind of a event. I mean, everybody basically loves T20 nowadays, especially it's been promoted for last couple of years. I mean, it will be a wonderful opportunity for the Minos countries. I mean, I still remember a couple of decades ago, the Champions Trophy in Nairobi, Kenya. Basically ICC is promoting cricket. I mean, while giving the hosting rights to America. Obviously Uganda, Oman, Scotland, a couple of more countries will be participating, and they will be watching their heroes as well, especially from the bigger teams like West Indies, India, Pakistan, Australia, South Africa, England as well. So it will be a huge honor for obviously for West Indies, because they have been basically hosting a couple of ICC events before, but it will be a great opportunity for USA, and obviously it will be a great promotion for the youngsters of USA as well, who basically they are liking as far as the soccer is concerned, football, basketball is concerned, but it will be huge achievement for ICC if this particular World Cup will be successful in America as well. Yes,
absolutely. If you analyze different teams as well, this World Cup particularly gains a lot of importance as well. I mean, we can particularly, Kashif, talk about Team India, for example. They've been, I think, waiting to get their hands on an ICC trophy, which they've not seen over the years, although they've had a stellar team. West Indies, for example, they're the most successful team in T20 World Cricket. They're also co-hosts as well. They'll probably want to win another trophy. They missed out on the 50-over World Cup as well. So a lot of teams particularly have their eyes set on that trophy.
When we talk about T20 cricket, Ahmed, nowadays with this franchise cricket going on, it's always about so much excitement about T20 brand of the cricket. And when we talk about T20 cricket being played in USA and of course in West Indies, it's always very encouraging for all those teams who've been participating there, because it's their first time ever experience playing a global tournament in USA, and of course after a long time in Caribbean flavor. So there will be a Caribbean flavor attached with the USA flavor, and it will be good for cricket. But simultaneously, you are talking about the teams who have not won an ICC trophy for since a decade, I guess. And then we talk about the West Indies, who are the who hold this trophy twice in their in early 2010s, but after that they've been struggling to find their form, their rhythm, and they've not been part of the 50 overs cricket. So overall, in the context of this T20 World Cup, it's a very mix and match sort of a T20 World Cup, because certain teams are planning to be part of this event with their full strength, and certain teams are still finding their best rhythm and best 11. So most probably we still have got a few months to go, and let's hope every team participating in this T20 World Cup comes up with their best and quality final 11.
Absolutely. Sabir, a lot of eyes are on various teams. Like I said, India is of particular focus. Pakistan's combinations will only tell us, where things are going to be going. We're still waiting for certain things to settle down. West Indies want to win it as well. South Africa want to go through that phase again where they've got remarkable performances.
It will be important for every country, basically. Every country, wants to win this particular World Cup. I mean, yes, West Indies, basically, they have won, twice under the captaincy of Darren Sammy. Australia, basically, they have been, dominating for a couple of recent years, I would say. In every format, they had a good chance as well. India, they basically, come so much closer, so many times, I would say, especially, in ICC events. I mean, they are obviously looking forward to this particular World Cup. In Pakistan, who knows about Pakistan? They have been always, a very good competitive T20 side. We have seen in 2007, we basically lost the final. Then we have basically won in 2009 as well. So we had a good chance, Pakistan. But obviously South Africa, they basically, again, unfortunate because they haven't, won ICC T20 World Cup. I mean, it's very disappointing to see, but I mean, this particular World Cup, these kind of pitches might suit them because of their fast bowling as well. Obviously, some Minos countries obviously would like to participate and, compete with the bigger teams. We have seen the big upsets. I mean, Netherlands beating England in 2009 T20 World Cup as well. Ireland basically beating some bigger teams. We have seen, Ireland beating Bangladesh as well. So there are some good teams in this particular format, and good to see ICC basically gives so much confidence to the smaller teams like I always talk about Scotland, Uganda, Canada as well, Papua New Guinea, a couple of more teams, basically 20 teams participating in 4 groups. So I'm quite excited. I mean, yes.
Well, you got to pick your favorite as well, Sabir. Besides Pakistan, who do you think is going to be the hot favorite to win?
Look, I mean, other than Pakistan, I will go for the home country West Indies, because they are deprived of a couple of facilities. Bigger players basically leave West Indian cricket. Obviously, there are some issues in the West Indian cricket board as well. But I would like to see West Indies this particular World Cup should be going a long way, if not Pakistan.
Definitely, I think West Indies have that flavor. They've got the players needed as well. They're on and off performing in various leagues. But when it comes to international cricket, I think after Darren Sammy, they've just missed out on that link of getting somebody to glue all of those islands together. So hopefully now, because he's in a part of the West Indies Cricket Board, maybe that happens as well. But it's going to be an interesting phase. Kashif, the conditions particularly are going to be important. What we can expect from West Indies when the matches are played there as well. USA, obviously new venues have been constructed, new pitches have been made. So what we can expect is uncertainty so far.
Definitely, yes. When we talk about Caribbean, we'll be seeing that Caribbean flavor. The most important thing for me, Ahmed, is the crowd. We have seen Uncle Gravy there. We've seen so many characters of a Caribbean audience or the Caribbean crowd. That shows that actually defines cricket at times, because the flavor they added to the cricket is something extraordinary, and we'll be seeing again after 2007. I guess we'll be there in a global event. So most probably that is something to watch out for. And when we talk about the playing conditions, of course, West Indies will be one of the strong contenders, having been the matches will be played in their shores. But simultaneously, when we talk about USA, we have to still find out ICC will be coming up with a batch of groundsmen and the ground staff from different test playing nations who will be assembled there to make those pitches, or support the local groundsmen in preparing those pitches. And we have to find out those people, who are they and from which country they belongs, because ultimately they has got a certain background of preparing wickets. So most probably that is very important. Whenever there is a cricketing extravaganza going on in associate country, there has ICC involvement in the logistic, also means that there is certain groundsmen or groundspeople or the pitch curators or these kind of people, they get involved from test playing nations to the associate nation. And most probably India has a say in this. So again, we'll be thinking spinning tracks, or maybe the batting friendly tracks. So this can happen, and we have to have a close look on those people too.
The conditions, Sabir, like Qasim mentioned, are going to be very particular over here, and it's very important to gauge them as well for particularly the USA. West Indies, obviously there's been a lot of cricket played there, so some people are acclimatized to those conditions, but for USA particularly, it's going to be a completely new avenue as far as the stadiums are concerned.
Look, I mean, we have seen the West Indian conditions. They basically might suit the spinners as well. A couple of, if you have a good pace, 150, you might get some reverse swing as well, especially in the death overs. I mean, as far as USA's grounds are concerned, we have seen a couple of matches between India and West Indies, because they played and in USA, so they were basically high scoring matches. I mean, but this particular World Cup, they have to obviously, ICC basically they have to add a couple of more venues, and it will be interesting to see basically how Pakistani tactics will be managed, because they need badly a couple of good genuine spinners. I mean, because in West Indian tracks you need to have a genuine spinners. You cannot survive if you have a couple of all-rounders, I mean, who can bear a ball. But you have to go for genuine fast bowlers, I mean, who can bowl really fast, and especially in the death overs as well. We have been struggling from 16 to 20th to over, and obviously power play will be very important. And the middle overs, Pakistan basically needs to have a couple of more genuine spinners, I mean.
Certainly. Now we of course shift our focus to school cricket that has been announced by the Pakistan Cricket Board. 3 different cities, Lahore, Karachi and Islamabad, are organizing an inter-college cup in this Ramadan as well. The dates have been announced, the schedule has been given, the grounds have been announced as well. Kashif, how do you see this development, the first step towards structured school cricket?
Being part of this initiative for some time, we came across a very enthusiastic PCB management. And Khurram Niazi was there, and Samiullah Niazi was there, Raheel Majid was there. So if they've played cricket, especially when we talk about Sami and Raheel, they've played cricket and they know the importance of school cricket. And also when we talk about PCB shifts to school cricket, this is amazing. As you mentioned in your intro, we will love to have this type of environment in our playing days. We really wanted to play cricket. We do play cricket in school, but we wanted that cricket to be supervised by the PCB, and this is very exciting for all the young lads. And importantly, I do believe the time may be on the wronger side of the picture, because the exams are going on. But when we talk about those teams and the enthusiasm, because I'm looking about after one set of players, so I know the enthusiasm. It's going to be a quality cricket event.
But no overseas players for these young lads.
No overseas player, and there is no insignia of aeroplane in front of any player.
Certainly, but Sabir, it's interesting. Like I said, that we're a bit jealous that why we didn't get that opportunity, but then again, it's a step in the positive direction.
Come on, Asad, I mean, we can give give trials to of under 19. I mean, the PCB age verification system. I mean, you and I had a chance. I mean, but I mean, very good initiative by the new chairman. I mean, something good is coming up. So I mean, we are quite hopeful. I mean, these kind of events must be planned as far as PCB's future programs are concerned. We basically always appreciate, but you have to go back to grassroots level, college level, university level as well. Couple of years ago, there used to be some kind of activities. I mean, co-curricular activities. Some school colleges basically they used to participate. But a very good initiative by the new chairman, I would say. These kind of matches should be happening continuously. You need to have a consistency. Then you can have couple of future stars as well. If you find out couple of good players, good batsman, bowler, wicket keeper, spinners as well, you need to basically bring them. And you have to nourish them, giving them couple of good facilities as well. Funding is very important for them, because if you are picking up couple of players from college level, you need to basically give them couple of funds, because obviously parents want them to have parents want them to have a good study as far as education is concerned. But PCB basically need to manage as far as the funds are concerned for them.
Well, it's important because obviously, Kashif, we don't want to make it a one-off feature. We need a structured approach, and so far 3 major cities of Pakistan are involved. But then again, it needs to be a regular calendar activity. Obviously, when you talk about schools now, they will particularly be focused on developing a cricket team because they know that there's a PCB tournament going on.
The other aspect also, which Saber is mentioning, the financials. If this became a permanent feature twice a year, most probably, the private school who don't have a ground will be coming up with scholarships to the good cricketers too. So this will be a financial benefit to the students. In the Pakistan Junior League, there was a talk in the town that 100 players will be given the scholarship through their schools, and that was implemented. I know for the fact that was implemented. So most probably with 500,000 the cash prize for the winner and the man of the match and the player of the tournament, all those financials being provided, and of course the infrastructure, and of course the logistic being provided to these players, it will be an absorbing activity for these youngsters, because those matches will be not the televised, I guess say, but those matches will be broadcasted through a different social mediums. So most probably it is a good activity for the youngsters. And Sabir, is just not for under 19. The age limit is from if you born after 1st September 2000. So you will be eligible to play. So we still have got to 2 to 3 years upon our back. So yes, we can be.
We can play as well.
Yes.
But, I think it's going to be interesting, and for those who are participating, all the very best. Thank you very much, Kashif, for joining us. Sabir, thank you very much to you as well. School cricket now particularly is being given a structured approach, and hopefully this is a consistent model that can produce results, and players will get the limelight as well, these young children. So all the very best to all the participating teams in Lahore, Karachi, and particularly Islamabad as well. That wraps up Sports Extra. From me and the entire team, it's goodbye for now.